there's any fault here, it belongs to that kid. I mean, when you were young, did you ever think about talking back to a cop, let alone pulling a piece on him?
No, all I'm saying is there might have been a better way to handle it.
God, I wish you had to be a cop for a while. You'd look at this thing different, believe me.
Will this be it?
No, actually, I need some batteries for this. Ah!
He tried to rob me!
Hey, excuse me. Officer Smith.
I don't believe it.
What?
I just bought new batteries for this radio, and they're gone sour already.
Don't worry about it. We'll stop up ahead. We'll get you some new batteries.
No rush. Listen to the car radio.
Oh. Hey, come on. Like I said, we'll stop up ahead and we'll get you some batteries.
I can't believe it. Another poor cop has been brought up on charges. Big uproar from the community.
Maybe there's a reason for it. Just because you're an ex-cop doesn't mean everybody's perfect.
Come on, don't give me that, will you? I mean, a 15-year-old kid pulls a gun on a cop in an alleyway. So the cop shoots him. They find out later the kid's gun wasn't loaded. I mean, what's the cop supposed to do?
Well, maybe he could have talked him out of it, got him to put the gun down.
Oh, yeah. By then, he'd been an angel like you.
You just said the gun wasn't loaded.
It's easy to say now. You weren't standing in the alleyway with that kid. I mean, if there's any fault here, it belongs to that kid. I mean, when you were young, did you ever think about talking back to a cop, let alone pulling a piece on him?
No, all I'm saying is there might have been a better way to handle it.
God, I wish you had to be a cop for a while. You'd look at this thing different, believe me.
Maybe you're right.
No, I forgot the radio. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. After you.
Oh, go ahead.
Think when we're stopped, I'm gonna get some donuts or something.
Yeah, take your time.
Hi. Hey, can I help you? Yeah. Yeah, you can help me. Just give me your... Give you what? Nothing. Never mind.
How you doing?
Oh, fine. Fine. Will this be it?
No, actually, I need some batteries for this. Ah! Ah! No! Don't shoot! No! I don't know where I got this.
Take it all. Take everything. Don't shoot.
Jonathan! Jonathan!
Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
Jonathan!
Freeze! Drop the gun! Drop it!
He tried to rob me. She tried to rob me.
I don't suppose you'd believe me if I told you an angel did this.
You want to plead insanity, pal? It's up to you.
Hey, excuse me. Officer Smith. That's Gordon, Waterton Division.
What's going on here?
My partner picked up on that junkie in the car over there. When he passed him going into the store, he slipped his piece out. His prints will be on it. I'm sure he's on the sheet. He's your caller if you want him. We were just passing through.
Okay, thanks. Sorry for the mistake, Gordon.
No problem.
Out of the car. Move it! Let's go. Hands on the hood.
Well, that was cute. Where'd you get the ID?
Same place you got yours.
Why would he give us an assignment like this?
Because you asked him for it.
I did not ask him for it. I said, God, I wish you had to be a cop.
Uh-huh.
What do you listen to me for? I'm just a person. Ooh.
Antonio, Perez, Reese, Wisata, Price, Reynolds, Seeker, Smith, Tomasino. Good morning, Mendoza. Glad you could join us. I've signed your overtime sheet.
Thanks, Sergeant Leonard.
Yeah, now we'll both go to jail. Put a sheet on a guy that's wanted for murder from L.A. They think he's up here. Bassio's around. Hey, this guy look like Ariel Flynn, doesn't he? Hey, are you guys interested in the intramural softball game? Good. No, softball is just a game anyway.
Oh, yeah? What do you play, Sarge?
Bench press, sucker. One final piece of business. We have two new pukes, Smith and Gordon. Take a bow. Okay, boys and girls, let's rock and roll.
Glad to have you, man.
Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Take it easy out there. We're not looking for a hero.
Hey, I've been around the block, Sarge.
I'm talking to your friend here.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to make any fuss of it, but I think you should trim your hair a bit. It could slow you down when you're running.
Yes, sir.
This guy can fly, Sarge.
Oh, really?
How's Sergeant Wanofsky doing? We read about it in the paper.
Oh, the best he can. He has a 15-year-old kid of his own, you know.
Hey, he did what he had to do.
Have you ever put a kid down?
No.
Then you don't know.
Let's go.
This darn thing won't stop bleeding.
What's that?
Ah, my finger. I cut it putting a blade in the razor this morning.
Look at you cut yourself. You're an angel. Angels don't bleed.
I guess he wants me to go through this assignment without the stuff.
For protection?
Right. I mean, how else am I going to know what it's like to be a cop?
You mean I am going to be riding with you and you're just a guy?
Hey, Gordon. What's taking you guys so long? I said let's shag it.
Yeah, well, he cut himself, Sarge.
Oh, what a shame. He cut himself.
But, Sarge, you don't seem to understand.
I do understand. Now, if you want to kiss it and make the boo-boo better, but do that on your own time and not the department. So let's shag it.
John. Yeah. John, are you sure you're up to this?
Mark, will you stop worrying?
I can't stop worrying. You know, you haven't been earthly in a long time.
Look, I know as much as any rookie cop would know. I'll be fine.
Listen, buddy, what I'm talking about is instincts, not cop instincts. Human survival instinct. You cannot react like an angel on the streets.
Just because a man is a policeman doesn't mean he can't have compassion for people.
Oh, John, tell me something. You gonna be able to drop somebody if you have to?
What do you mean?
I mean, shoot somebody before they shoot you.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Oh, great, just great.
Let me ask you a question. How long were you a policeman?
15 years.
In those 15 years, how many people do you have to shoot? Huh?
Okay. But you never know when one's gonna pop up.
Any unit in the vicinity of 4th and Argyle respond to a 211 at 1523 Argyle. See the manager, Mrs. Krebs. Code 2.
But you told me crooks didn't get up this early.
Oh, we need to start the day. A burglar with a work ethic.
All right, Baker 84, responding to the 211 on Argyle. Let's go. Hit it.
Thank God for Foxy. If it wasn't for Foxy, we would all be dead now. And the whole bunch of us would have been gone. What do you think is terrible? I know it's terrible.
What do we got, Sarge?
This lady's apartment was burglarized. One of them got away. They tied seats together, climbed down, and jumped. So we put out a description on them already. You know, I got a feeling one of them's still in there.
What makes you think so?
I'm Mrs. Krebs. I'm the manager. And Miss Alexander here was across the hall in my apartment. We both live on the 4th floor, and we both were watching that game show on the television.
The Fortune on the Wheel.
Wheel of Fortune.
Whatever.
And Poopsie heard some noise and ran across the hall to see what it was, I guess.
Poopsie get a look at it.
I don't know, maybe.
Well, can we talk to this Poopsie?
Poopsie is a dog, officer. Did you ever hear of a human called Poopsie? Don't they give IQs to you people down there?
Clara, he's only trying to help.
Well, let him help and stop asking stupid questions. We heard noise even after that first one jumped.
But you didn't see anyone.
Didn't see anyone. The door was locked, just like I left it. I could have been killed. I could have been killed or worse.
Lady, why don't you calm down?
Calm down. Do you understand what I had went through?
You tell me how to calm down?
Ladies. You sit down there and cover the front in case they come out the window. Mendoza, you take the fire escape and set the roof. We'll go inside the apartment. Everybody switch over to channel 6, all right? Let's go.
Just go inside the apartment, please. Go inside.
Baby.
Inside. Smith. Yeah. You're gone.
What?
You're gone. What are you gonna do? Spit on him?
Oh. Yeah.
Gordon. Now, come on, put your gun down. Look, I don't want to shoot you, look. my gun down. Now go on, put yours down, please. Please put it down.
Nothing. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I could have gotten you killed in there, you know.
But you didn't.
You know, Mark, I looked in his eyes. I was trying to find some kind of feeling. He would have shot me.
Yeah, buddy. He would have shot you.
I'll make us a nice glass of tea, and you'll feel better.
Feel better. Lord in heaven, look at my door.
Ma'am, you want to look around, see if anything's missing?
Oh,
Oh, I think they took your radio, Clara.
Can you describe the radio?
who cares about the radio? Look at my door
Yeah, well, see,
and
I-
the molding. I can't afford to pay for that.
Yeah, I know, ma'am, but the door was locked.
Of course it was locked. I like it to keep the burglars out.
Well, there was a burglar in there. We didn't have any choice.
Did you ever see these before? These were invented so ape men like you don't go around kicking in doors to get into other people's apartments.
All right, lady, if you don't have any insurance, you can recover the damages.
I'll recover it all right. I'll recover it right out of your pay envelope.
Now, look, lady, my partner and I were shot in there. I think that's a little heavier than your door.
That's what you get paid to do. Why, the burglars left this place in better shape than you did.
Well, the next time you need help, why don't you call a burglar? Come on, partner, let's go.
Ma'am, there'll be an officer up in a minute to take your stolen report. You can file a complaint then if you want to.
Oh, I'll file a complaint, all right. You can depend on that. I can't believe how they...
Who do they think they are?
Can't believe that old woman. You believe that old woman?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? We almost get blown away. All she can think about is her door.
It was her door. It's her apartment that got broken into. She's scared. She could have been beaten or robbed. Now she can't even lock her own door.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Never thought about it.
Neither did I until just now.
Know what that makes you, don't you?
What?
Human. Why don't you radio in at Code 7?
It's a little early for lunch, isn't it?
No, I want to go back and fix the old lady's door.
You know what that makes you, don't you?
Yeah. An angel.
You sure you don't want some pickles, too?
Oh, well, we're fine.
Next time you stop by, I'll have potato knishes. They're delicious.
We'll be back to see you. Thank you.
You're good boys, both
Bye.
of you. Bye.
Make a good sandwich.
Mm-hmm. You know, it feels weird.
What?
Being hungry. It's been a while.
You know, I never would have thought about that before.
What's that?
You know, when I was a cop, never would have thought about the old woman, you know, about how scared she was or about her door. I'd have been a better cop, you know.
I know. Hey, finish your sandwich. We got an appointment.
Who?
Sergeant Winofsky. Miss Winofsky?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Smith. This is Gordon. We're new at the Waterton Division. We were in the neighborhood. Thought we'd stop by and see if you needed anything.
That's very kind. Most of the guys have been by. Jerry just doesn't want to see anybody.
Now we understand. We just thought, you know, sometimes it's easier to talk to strangers.
I know you mean well. He knew the boy. The boy he killed, Todd Biggs. He coached him in T-ball 8 years ago. Our son Terry was on the same team. They won the league title in '78. The team picture's hanging in our living room. How does a kid like that end up in a rock house with a gun in his hand?
Drugs or money?
Why wasn't the kid's gun loaded? If only it would have been loaded,
Could have been.
but it wasn't. And my husband will always know that. I'll tell him you stopped by.
They're gonna read about this in the newspaper. You know what they're gonna say? Another trigger-happy cop. Well, I'm not saying there aren't lousy cops. There are. This guy, Winofsky, is a victim, too.
Any unit in the vicinity of 2nd Street and Hill. See the woman at Agazanian Travel Agency. Victim was strangled.
1 Baker 84, responding to the call at 2nd and Hill. Let's go.
Okay, girls, let's get back to work. Come on. It's not a break. She's okay. Come on, let's get back to work. Please, please.
Can you tell us what happened, Mrs. Davis?
Well, I was sitting out there at the bus stop on the bench. Thank you. He's a very nice man, officers.
Well, I was sitting here in my office, and I hear this little lady's voice, you know, help, help. She says so. I run outside. You know, I don't like those people who just make like ostrich, you know, hide their heads.
He's a very nice man, an Iranian fellow or some such thing.
Armenian.
Oh, well, he's a wonderful man. And you police are, too. Most of you. There is a policeman on your police force who is an absolute swine.
Could we just get back to what happened, Mrs. Davis?
What happened? When?
Well, when you were sitting on the bench.
At the bus stop.
Why, yes. How did you know?
You told us, Ben.
I did?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know how I'll get to my beauty appointment now.
You were sitting on the bench.
I told you that. That's when she grabbed me.
Who grabbed you?
I don't know. It was a woman. I could see her hands. She took my scarf and put it around my neck and started pulling and strangling. And I thought I was going to die.
She didn't try to take your purse?
No, she just started strangling. And then I prayed. I prayed to God. I prayed, if you have to take me now, okay, but I've got things to do. My niece is giving a party, and that's why I was sitting at the bus stop, so that I could get the number 9 bus to go to the beauty parlor.
You were pulling down on your scarf.
Yes, yeah. And God must have heard me, because I was able to pull down hard enough so that I could yell, help, help. And she just stopped and walked away.
Did you get a look at her face?
No, well, just for a second. She had on a brown coat and long black hair. Not very tight either. And she had a mustache. She had a little mustache. She should use some of that, what do you call it?
Depilatory.
Yes, that's right. And then I yelled, help, help. And this nice Iranian gentleman came and brought me inside.
Armenian.
Did you get a look at her, Mr. Agajanian?
No, I didn't see her. I go outside, and she's not there. All I saw was this sweet lady calling in her little voice, help.
Sounds like a psycho. I'll get it on the radio.
Right. Are you sure you're all right, Mrs. Davis? We could take you to the hospital, have you checked on.
No, I'm all right. But now I've missed my bus and another one doesn't come for 40 minutes. Senior citizens depend on those. And now I've missed my beauty appointment.
Well, what time was your appointment for?
2:30.
Hey, well, look, as soon as we put down your statement, we can take you to the beauty parlor in the police car.
You could?
Sure we could.
Well, then the girls at the beauty parlor might think I'm a criminal if you bring me in a police car.
Oh, no. We can explain that, too.
No. What do you mean, explain? Let's go for it. Then give those old biddies something to talk about.
All right.
Thanks, fellas. Oh, there's an Officer Johnson on your police force. He's the swine I told you about. An absolute pervert. He said I was crossing a red light and he took my ID. Then he called me up and asked me for a date.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. I want him reported, too.
Well, when did this happen, then?
July 12th, 1942. And he never showed either.
We better get you inside for your appointment.
What are you all looking at? Who's back inside? Haven't you ever seen an old broad get busted before? So much. That will hold them for a year at least.
Sorry it took so long, but that shower felt great. Come you still in your uniform? Thought we were gonna eat.
I was going to, but I got an assignment.
Boss?
Yeah.
Now, just be a minute.
No, don't worry about it. I can take care of this one alone.
Wait a minute. You can't go out in that uniform without the stuff.
Don't worry, I've got the stuff.
How do you know?
I'm not hungry anymore.
What are you doing walking around here?
Yeah, looking for a friend.
What friend you got in this neighborhood?
Well, you, for one.
Me?
Mm-hmm. You're Arnold Pope, right?
Yeah? How'd you know?
Through a friend of mine. He said you could tell me where Carl Biggs lives.
I could. But you don't want to see him. Not wearing no uniform. His boy got shot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to talk to him. Hey, don't worry. I'm a friend.
88332 122nd Street.
Thanks, Arnold.
Hey, who's this friend that knows me?
The one you talk to every night before you go to bed.
Who do you talk to before you go to bed at night? I don't know what he means. It's hot today.
I'll be seeing you, Arnold.
What is this? I'm talking to you. What are you doing in here? Why are you in my house?
I'm sorry. I tried the doorbell. It was out of order. I heard the radio playing.
Well, what do you want? I've answered all your questions. What do you want from me?
I understand Sergeant Winofsky tried to contact you.
Yeah, that's right. He tried. And for what? To tell me I'm sorry I killed your son? I shot your boy down in cold blood? I'm sure he wanted me to hear that.
He was afraid. Just like your son was afraid. It's like a war, Mr. Biggs. Everybody's afraid.
My son was 15 years old. 15! He was a boy.
With a gun.
I don't know where he got it, but he wouldn't have used it.
You're really sure of that?
I already told the police that. Why else would he have a gun with no bullets in it?
I thought you could tell me that.
I got nothing else to tell. You know where my wife is? Huh? Do you? At church, on her knees, asking God to forgive her for her sins. She thinks it's her fault that our boy's dead. Something that she done. Well, it ain't. It ain't her, or God, or nobody but the man who shot my boy dead. He's the one. You looking for blame? He's the one.
You really believe that?
God is my witness.
Hi, doll. Coffee ready? I'm late.
Mom, what's going on?
Never mind the eggs, though. I'll grab something later.
Jerry, where are you going?
Very funny.
Come on. Where are you going?
What are you talking about? I'm going to work. Remember? What's the matter with you? And you? What is this, TV bloopers and practical jokes, huh?
I thought you were suspended.
Suspended? What is this? What are we in? April. Here it is. April 1st. All right. You got me. April Fool. I'm late. I'll call you. If I'm near Phil's, I'll drop off and get some shellfish. Why cook? He's as tall as I am. But don't you get too big for your britches! I can still kick your butt.
How'd you make out yesterday?
Okay.
You know, I was worried about you.
Why? I told you I had the stuff.
I don't know, I was still worried. You're my partner. This is like the army, you know? Who's on your right, who's on your left. Unlike some factory job, when your partner screws up, the parts don't fit. In this job, the parts that don't fit are yours.
All units in vicinity respond to 415 and 423 Marine Street. Man with gun. Shots fired. Address is suspected rock house.
Let's go.
Hey, stop the car.
What do you mean? That's
Come
us.
on, just stop the car. You go ahead, I'll meet you there.
Jonathan!
Miss Biggs,
Yes.
I'm Officer Smith. I spoke to your husband yesterday.
What do you want? I did all the talking I had to do with you yesterday.
Jerry Winofsky's got himself holed up in that rock house where he shot your son.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a man, a father like you, who's taken all he can take. He's pretending to be strong, but he's just run out of gas. I think you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Biggs. Why weren't there any bullets in that gun?
I told you only yesterday. What are you coming here for?
When your son turns into someone you don't know, someone you're afraid of, do you really believe that's all your fault?
Get out of here!
Listen to him, Carl.
We raised that boy right. My God! Look. Oh, look at that. Always together. Always doing things together. Ain't that right, Myra?
Yes, Carl.
Ain't that right? Look at these pictures. Look at that face. Look at that face. I love you, Papa. Good night, Papa. Give me a kiss good night. What happens to them? Where do they go, these babies? Where do they go? I told him he was running with the wrong crowd. I told him to stop. Ain't that right, Myra? I told him the night that I found a gun, I said, you stay in this house tonight.
It's all right, Carl. It's all right.
Right. No, it ain't. It ain't all right. It ain't all right. My son, he knocked me down. And he said, give me that gun, you old man. And I gave it to him. I gave it to him. Not these.
Get a couple of guys over on the other side of that house. You got it. Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
I'm Carl Biggs. I'm looking for Winowski.
He snapped. He's inside the house, and you think he has your boy. And every time we move, he fires, and he says it's your son.
You gotta let me go.
I can't do that.
You've got to let me go. Hey, Jerry. Jerry, it's me, Carl Biggs. I gotta talk to you.
Mr. Biggs! Go back! Your kid's armed. He's dangerous! Please listen to me! For your own good!
Please? I gotta talk to you, Jerry. Please?
No! He's armed, Mr. Biggs. Please take cover. Please take cover!
It's all right. It's all right. There's no bullets in his gun.
Yes! Yes, there are bullets in his gun! It's loaded!
He thinks it is. But it isn't. I took the bullets. I didn't want him to kill anybody, so I took the bullets! He didn't even know the gun was empty. Would have killed you, Jerry. He wasn't the boy that we used to know.
What is it, son? Anything wrong?
Is it okay to cross the street here?
Haven't you ever crossed this street before?
Yeah, but this is my first day going home from school alone. You know?
Kind of scary, huh?
Yeah, but it means I'm a big kid now.
Yeah, I guess it does. It's okay to cross here.
Thanks, policeman.
Why can't it always be like that?
I don't know, Mark. I don't know.
11:45 a.m. My partner and I were on our way to hand in our uniforms. My name is Gordon. I carry a badge. His name is Smith. He carries a harp.